depression is real. Anxiety is real. Panic attacks are real. And that's kind of, I guess that's where I am, like right now, in this moment, in this second. What's going on, you guys? It is your girl Jade. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, then it's just welcome.
First off, welcome.
I'm not gonna go through my regular smegular degular intro, because I want to talk a little something about kind of how I'm feeling right now. Anybody who knows me, like, especially, well, when I say anybody that knows me, I mean anybody that's known me all my life or 20 plus years, knows that I'm not an emotional person. I don't really show affection. I don't know what it is about me. I just don't. And I don't know if that's a toxic trait or not, but that's completely off the subject of what I'm even doing here. I just kind of wanted to get on here and be completely transparent. No makeup, no filter, none of that. Like, I'm not even my joyful, personality when, like, you see me doing my regular videos, whenever your girl feel like uploading. But I was watching television and something, just hit me, like out of nowhere. I became like really tearful, and I've kind of felt like this all day, like just completely off. And because I'm being like real transparent right now, I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this video, but I'm gonna try to keep it 100 with y'all. All day I've just felt kind of off. And usually when I feel that way, it's because someone I'm really, really like super close to, anybody in my family, my best friend, just anybody that I have like an emotional connection to. I typically can feel, because I'm an empath, I can feel that like something's off. But this particular time, like, I have felt like all day, and I can't say all day because it's only like 4 o'clock Eastern time, and I don't know, I was just kind of going through the motions of, when you feel off or down, depressed, it's healthy to kind of like go through a mental check, like, girl, what's wrong with you? Like, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? But with me, I have to add in that extra, is it this person, this person, this person? Who do I need to text and check on? Because and I don't know, I'm just gonna say God made me like this. Like, anytime anybody has been on their deathbed or like super, super sick, I've always felt it. And the first time I realized it is when my grandmother passed, and I got this it was the first time I've ever had a migraine. And it was a real super, super like painful, can't concentrate, want to cry migraine. And at the time I didn't know that's what was going on with me. But when my mom called me and told me that my grandmother had passed away, and even though I wasn't really super close with her, the second she told me that, the migraine went away. And that's when I and she told me about what time it was, and that was the exact time that my headache had started, when she like started to, I hate to say it this way, but like on a downhill of her y'all get what I'm saying, because I really don't want to say it, because my mom watches my channel and I don't want her to get all emotional. The second time it happened, it was when my stepfather had gotten into a real bad car accident, and I just woke up on the day of his car accident. I woke up and I had this real terrible pain in my calf, and I was like, wow, that just came out of nowhere. So it was days later when I found out that my dad had been in a car accident, and he had rolled his truck over. He had rolled his truck over several times. Not doing this today. He had rolled his truck over several times and had been. We are not doing this today, girl. We are not doing this today. He had rolled his truck over several times, and he was in a coma for like 5 days or something. And the entire time I had that leg cramp, it was because of him. And that's when I really keyed in on, yo, because my stepdad, that was my dude. Stop it. My stepdad, like, that was my dude. Like, anyway, that's not why I came on here to like vent and stuff. But so, as I was trying to say, when somebody real close to me is like sick or something, because I have that spiritual, I call it a spiritual connection. I don't know what it is, but I call it a spiritual connection to somebody who's closely, like, close to me. I gotta do like just text a bunch of people that I pray for, and those people that I call that are in my small circle, like, hey, I'm not feeling great, you know, like up here. I just wanted to, you know, give me a thumbs up, let me know you good. So when I can get a text back, then I'm like, all right, it's nobody like that's in my circle that's good. Everybody's good. So then I have to do a mental check on myself. But this particular day, like 30 minutes ago, I kid you not, I'm sitting in my son's room watching TV, you know, just chilling, going about my day. You know, it's not uncommon that I have these days where I'm good, because of the personal issues that I have going on in my life that I don't want to talk about. And like I said, I felt this way since I got up this morning. I felt, you know, emotionally off, and usually, you know, the feelings just kind of go away on their own after I do like a mental self-check. But like I said 30 minutes ago, it just kind of hit me hard, where I was like, wait, girl, you watching a Medicaid video, why are you crying right now? So, and that's how real it is. And I was like, what is going on? You crying because homegirl can't get her medication, and they talking about 2 senators or whatever their names was trying to change some bill. You sitting over here crying because she can't get her medication. Like, sis, what is wrong with you? And I'm laughing, but that's like real talk. And I'm, you know, trying to get myself together, and I'm like, all right, mental check, like, what's going on? And I'm just, you know, sometimes you gotta talk to yourself. At least I do. Y'all might consider that unhealthy, but you know, this is my channel and I'm just sharing my truth. Sometimes I just gotta, you know, talk to myself, and do my, you know, It's gonna be all right, without having to go to somebody else and tell them, no, sis, this is what's going on, and then have them tell me, you're gonna be all right, you're gonna be all right, I'm gonna keep you in my prayers, blah blah blah. You know what black people say, I'm gonna keep you in your prayer, in my prayers, and then they're not actually praying for you by them saying, I'm gonna keep you in my prayers. That's their version of them praying for you. That's how some people are. So on top of that, I don't share. So although I know I have, here we go again, even though I know I have a tight-knit circle of anybody that's in my favorites contact list that I can call and talk to and have them tell me, sis, you gonna be all right, even though mentally I know that, for me being the type of person that I am, and I mean this with all love, for if this video even gets uploaded, I mean this with all love, y'all. It's not that I can't talk to y'all, but it's like y'all got your own stuff going on. Ooh, girl, I've always said this. You see what I'm saying? I'm just an emotional wreck right now. I can't even talk. It's not that I don't have anybody to talk to. It's I can't even finish my freaking sentence. I don't want to be a burden to anybody by even just talking to them. I don't want to burden anybody. So while I'm in my head, when I was in the house, watching TV, crying over some stupid Medicaid commercial, it just, hit me. And I felt like I'm a spiritual person. And I recently got saved earlier this year, and I've been officially dedicating my life to Christ and getting my life right, and trying to do better for myself and my family. And I say all that to say I felt like the Spirit was telling me, you need to document this, upload this to your channel, because somebody needs to hear it, and somebody needs to know that they are not alone. And you know how some of us do, we hear the Spirit and we're like, you want me to do what? I'm not doing that. I'm not embarrassing myself. Gonna have me snot nose, boogers all in my nose, me sniffling like I am right now, and being all vulnerable on the camera. That's not what my channel is about. I'm about uplifting people. Ma'am, sir, no, I'm not doing that. And the Spirit, they're not gonna force you to do nothing, but they ain't gonna leave you alone either. So after sitting for a little bit, I was like, okay, I'm a halfway do what they told me to do. I'm gonna go sit in my car, because I don't need to be crying and sharing my feelings with, because where I record at, my son is in earshot, and I'm like, I don't need to be doing that in front of him, because then he gonna get worried, because he a mama's boy, and it's gonna be a whole big deal. And parents, stop doing that to your kids. Stop. I'm just throwing this little piece out there. Stop talking negatively about the baby mama, the baby daddy in front of your child. You chose to have a child with that person, so you need to you need to stop talking negatively about that person in front of your child. Now, when that child is out of the house, out of the apartment, and I'm not talking about out of earshot, I'm literally talking about no longer in your care, away from you. You need to stop talking negatively. You need to hold that in until that child gone. Because my whole thing has always been, I'm not going to talk negatively about my son's father in front of him. Now, when my son goes to his daddy, I'm gonna talk all the smack I want to, because I can. My son will find what my rule of thumb has always been. My son will find out who the real person is. Me being vulnerable that's not the business for me. I don't like it. It's too girly. What's this, September? So yeah, I cry about once a year because I'm an emotional gangster like that. Battling my inner demons, and I'm like still trying to figure out why in the heck a Medicaid commercial would be a trigger for me. And you know, that's one of the things you gotta deal with too. If you wondering why I'm looking down, I'm twirling my hair. That's one of the things you kind of gotta get. I'm doing exactly what my son do now. My thoughts are going faster than I can get the words out of my mouth. So I have to learn to breathe and talk slower. Like I tell my son. What was I saying? Girl, what was you talking about? Triggers. You got to figure out what your triggers are when you know, are suffering from a mental health issue. You definitely have to figure out what your triggers are. That has been one of the biggest things that has been very helpful for me, is figuring out what triggers my anxiety, and knowing what triggers it will help you figure out, okay, now I know what triggers it, I know how to deal with it. So then you have to kind of figure out how you deal with it. Like, one thing that I've said in previous videos, I hate running late. And I don't know if that's because I was in the military for so long, but running late is a big trigger for me, and it triggers my anxiety. Like, to me, when I'm running late, it feels like the world is ending and there's no coming back from it. So when I figured out, you know, dealing with that trigger, it was, okay, how late are you going to be? Is it really going to be that big of a deal? Like, can't you text the person and tell them you're going to be running late? Learning my triggers with anxiety was a big start to helping me battle my anxiety and keep my anxiety in check. As far as depression, so having like an unbiased, neutral person to talk to, or even if you feel like you can't talk to somebody, one thing I learned early on is I like to write. I've always liked to write, so journaling how I felt helped a lot as well. When I was modeling was definitely a big coping mechanism to kind of help me deal with life. It was definitely like a huge part of me being able to deal with life, me becoming somebody else. Having that opportunity to spend like 2 hours just taking a bunch of pictures, or, you know, being a different character, playing somebody different, just, you know, taking that time out to not focus on the issues that you got going on in your life. So I've had to find another outlet since I had to stop modeling. And finding the other outlet was not easy, but I took the time to you know, reinvent myself and figure out, okay, I can't model anymore, but what else do I like? I like wearing wigs on occasion, so why not review wigs? I like doing makeup on occasion, so why not do my makeup? I like being goofy a lot of the times. I like making people smile and be happy and enjoy their life. That gives me life, just having people around, even though I'm an introvert. And let me reel that back in. I am an introvert, but so I like having people around, a bunch of people around in spurts. You know, as an introvert and a spiritual empath, we can have people like in our space all the time. And for me, I'm constantly around somebody unless I'm sleeping. So for empaths, like, you have to, being by yourself gives you that time to recharge. And this just hit me. Maybe that's why I'm having an emotional breakdown right now, is because I haven't had the time to recharge. I haven't had adequate me time. So that's something to think about. That is definitely something to think about. Is there anything else you wanted me to say, Holy Spirit? But yeah, while I was sitting on that bed crying about some stupid Medicaid commercial, it just hit me, just, you feeling this type of way, go document it. Go document it. And then I want you to put it on your YouTube channel. And I know I said that already, but if you seeing this on the YouTube world, it's because I lost the fight. I'm not gonna fight with the Holy Spirit, because I really don't want to upload this video, because it's like super vulnerable. You ever just want to hop in your car and just drive, but you can't because you on a budget, and where you gonna go because gas so expensive? And then your anxiety kicks in because you could go for a drive just right up the street, go to Ulta. Girl, I love me some Ulta. Go to Ulta, you know, and that will be qualified as me time. But who want to spend? Then my anxiety kicks in, and it's like, you're gonna lose your good parking space. Because parking, let me tell you something, parking over here at my complex is the worst. Like, there's never a freaking parking space. Never. I can't even count the number of times I've had to park at my leasing center for a freaking parking space. And how about one time, I think I even had to park like on the side of the leasing center, like on the street outside of the complex next to the leasing center. That's how bad. And it's not even that, it's crowded, because if you can't find a parking space, then yeah, the apartment complex is crowded. And it's not a bad, I love it here. I do love it here. It's just, girl, these parking spaces, I'm not trying to walk 5 miles to my door at 10 o'clock at night. No. I'm rough and tough with my Afro puffs, but I'm still a girl. I'm still a woman. I'm still a lady. And this is why I don't like leaving my house after 5 o'clock. Because after 5 o'clock, when everybody got off work, Them parking spaces is gone in front of my parking building, in front of my apartment building. So then I gotta walk 2 miles to the next little apartment complex, not apartment complex, but the next building over. I gotta walk 2 miles to see if there's a parking space. If there's no parking space there, then I gotta go to the other side, around the back, to see if there's a parking space there. And you can forget about handicap parking, even though I got a handicap sticker. You ain't gonna find one after 2:00 p.m. The handicap is gone. And you can forget about Friday night. Nope. These people don't go nowhere Friday night. These people don't go nowhere Saturday night. These people go places Thursday night. I can get a good parking space. Wednesday afternoon. Like, there are certain days that, and I'm you know, that I love my apartment complex, but this parking situation, I'm over it. I'm calm now. But like I was saying earlier, I don't feel like me. I feel lost and just emotionally drained and crying over some stupid Medicaid commercial because grandma couldn't get her medication over some stupid law to stupid politicians was trying to sign into law. That is my unfiltered, unedited, maybe version of what my life has been like the past, how old was my son? 13. The past 17 years, maybe. And I'm not even like kidding. I'm not being generous with the time. I'm like being completely honest. 17 years, really? This is 2021. 2001 was 20 years ago. Can y'all believe 9/11 was 20 years ago? So yeah, I kind of want to say 20 years now. Yeah, I wasn't being generous, I was being stingy. That's this emotional roller coaster I've been on. I've been riding for a long time. And you know, when you've been on this kind of emotional roller coaster, not only mentally does it take a toll, but physically it takes a toll. You get to eating, and then girl, the older you get, the harder it is for you to lose weight. Like, I be eating once a day, you know, intermittent fasting and stuff, and the once a day meal that I eat would be like those not pre-mixed, but those not family size, but you know, the bags of salad that come like with the special fixings and stuff that you can get from the grocery store and stuff, you know, those. I'll eat those, you know, be drinking my water, and then lose like 2 pounds. Ma'am, how is that fair? So now I gotta go work out 7 days a week just to lose 5 pounds. And that's why this summer I was just like, and like every year I'm so conceited when it comes to my midsection. I'm so conceited. Like when I was modeling, that was my thing. I kept my body in shape, even though I'm considered plus size. plus size community didn't consider me plus size because I was a size 10. The skinny girl community didn't consider me skinny because I was a size 10. So I was just kind of stuck in the middle, but I still did my thing, and Miss Girl was still cute. That Miss Girl was still classy. Miss Girl was still banging, especially her midsection, like it was what it was. And then when Homegirl stopped modeling, her midsection was like, oh, we get a break? Turn down for what? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're not doing that. And girl, she ain't been back since. I take that back. She came back in 2020. Why? Because I started my intermittent fasting and I was eating the 1 salad a day, and I did that and exercise, and I think I walked 2 miles 4 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week, drank a bunch of water. You know, I was preparing for my little birthday party snatch, and I was impressed. And that lasted a good while, up until I went to visit my bestie. And that was even good then. But then we took the kids to Raleigh. When was that? April of this year? And girl, I ain't been able to get back on track since then. And my midsection has just been loving it. And I don't know what it is about my face, but the chunkier I get, the more. And I've been asking the doctors about this. Let me ask y'all real quick, and then I'm gonna get out of here, because I'm feeling a little better now that I've done my little vent session. Girl, I know y'all saw that. When Beyonce said, if you don't jump to put jeans on, baby, if you don't jump to put jeans on, baby, I can't even do it. If you don't jump to put jeans on, baby, you don't feel my pain. Girl, that's what happened. I grabbed my jeans loosely, trying to pull them jokers up. But anyway, what I was getting ready to say is, the chunkier I get, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but I know y'all can tell. And now that I'm about to point it out, y'all ain't gonna be able to unsee it. Because now every time I look at my face, I see it and I can't unsee it. This part of my face is chunkier. The doctor told me she don't see nothing. I know she lying. Because if I can see it, y'all can see it. Everybody else can see it, because I'm looking at me dead square. If I can see it, half of you can see it. I need somebody to tell me what's going on. What's going on? This is not normal. I have TMJ. Somebody told me it might be related to that, but I'm not believing that. Now, it's not as noticeable when I lose about 10-15 pounds, but the heavier I get, yep, I ain't been on my diet, because you can see how chunky my face is right now. And guess what? This summer was like, my attitude was, summer gonna get whatever body I give. I'm not jumping through no hoops to lose no weight. I'm not jumping through no hoops to lose my stomach. I don't care. That was my attitude. And then I hated myself for having that attitude. Real talk. So, I don't know if any of you queens and kings out there have experienced this, but I ain't even got nothing to like. I only got my hand to use. So even if I do this, you can see this side of my face is chunkier. Drop me a comment and let me know. Do y'all experience the same thing? And if so, sis, bruh, what have you done? Because I know it's not normal. I know it's not. And I'm done venting, so I'm gonna get out of y'all ear. Let me know, you know, if you see this video and I lost the battle with the Holy Spirit to upload it. Let me know y'all thoughts. Did it help you? I'm assuming it's gonna help at least one person, since the Holy Spirit is trying to convince me that sharing my story and my truth and my transparency is supposed to help somebody. So if me sharing my truth and my transparency, real talk, no tea, no shade, all love, if it helped, please drop me a comment and let me know. And if you too embarrassed to drop me a comment and let me know, at least, you know, send me an email. I don't have a lot of fans, followers, subscribers. I will definitely respond. And I thank you for listening. I used to say tune in next week where we'll be reviewing more makeup or another wig review, but your girl doesn't do that anymore. She just uploads. Girl, tune in when I drop another video. I'm done talking. I will talk to y'all in the next one. Take care. You being vulnerable. You being what? You need to upload it. I can't even talk. You uploaded it. Girl, what is wrong with you? Alright. And don't forget that red box. You can click it. No ticket.